Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to the next part of the ORAS NU Road to Top 10. Hopefully there wasn't any lag in that split second because I just touched something. We're going to take on the NU ladder. We're in the 1500s, about 80 points away from top 10. I'll be using this team that my boy Orphic passed me, so big shout outs to him with AV, Hitmonchan, and Steelix. I'm actually a really big fan of Steelix, and that isn't a jawline joke or anything like that. I actually just always have loved Steelix. I thought the way it looked, its design is so cool. I also loved Onyx a lot, especially in the anime. That thing was like the size of a building, and it was facing a teddy. I remember in the movie, the Entei movie, it was, I'm pretty sure it was the Entei movie. Yeah, it was the Entei movie. It was facing a teddy ursa and got dropped on its neck, and I was like, no, no, Onyx, no, it can't be true. But in any case, we're going to be hitting up the NU ladder. I do want to say something because a lot of people have been PMing me teams on Smogon, which I think is great. Honestly, I'm using a lot of the teams that you guys PM me. From now on, if you PM me a team, you do give me permission to give it out to people, because a lot of people, for like the dawn of my channel, since the beginning of my channel, I was about to say the dawn of time, and then I said the dawn of my channel. Since the beginning of my channel, people always asked me to put paste pins on my teams, but I never really did this because even though I did make a few of the teams I have used on this channel, especially throughout the years, I used to make a lot of teams early on. I'm very comfortable playing with other people's teams. I enjoy that, and I was never actually comfortable with giving them out to people because there were other people's teams that they gave to me. But from now on, if you do give me a team, you do give permission to put it in a paste bin in my description. I'm not going to do it with this one because I haven't asked Orphic, but from this video on, so from the next video and then on from there, I'll be putting the paste bins of the team if I do remember. But this team is really cool because it actually has Explosion Shift Tree, which is nice because it blocks the defog from Skuntank, which I think is super sick. I also used to love Explosion Shift Tree back in my PBR days. I used to watch this guy. It starts with a Y. Yeah, something. I don't remember, but he was like the biggest PBR dude back in the day. He used to use Little Cup Mons and things like that. I used to love watching that. We have AV Hitmonchan, Standard Steelix, though sometimes I like to run Roar on this thing. Not on this one specifically, but just on Steelix, just because Pokemon like Curse Sliggoo could be a threat. But we do have Choice Scarf Rotom just to trick that thing, and then SD Lumberry Samurott. So we got a game right away. Not really right away, it's been like 2 minutes and I've just been talking, but we have a game, which is the important part. We're leftover Xatu, which is cool because it actually baits my opponent into thinking I'm a U-turning set while I'm actually the Calm Mind set. Huh. See, Steelix is an issue for me, but so is Magmortar, and if he leads off of Magmortar, I'm in a bad position right off the bat. I'd rather just lead off a Hitmonchan and be able to deal with Magmortar if he does choose to lead off with that, as he does. And again, I was in a bad position if I didn't, if I let off with Steelix, because Steelix matches up well versus like Haunter, Pinsir, Xatu, and even opposing Steelix. But again, Magmortar just matched up so well versus my team, so I'm going to right for Drain Punch. I'm not going to predict anything as he goes out into his Haunter, probably to burn me. I'm not actually entirely sure what he wants to do. I don't have a good switching. I could definitely see him Sludge Waving. I'm just going to Ice Punch. Do as much as I can. It looks like Life Orb damage, yeah. As we get off an Iron Fist boosted Ice Punch. Steelix being healthy matter? No. I'm going out to Steelix and allowing him to Shadow Ball me. If he goes for Sludge Wave, that's fine. It doesn't necessarily have to be healthy. I think Hitmonchan is still useful to be able to Drain Punch and Rapid Spin away versus his Steelix. Goes out to Gastrodon. I don't have the best switchings to this thing. Then again, my Shift Tree puts in so much work versus him. Good lord. Huh. I guess he could Ice Beam, but it wouldn't knock out my Shift Tree unless he specs. So I'm going to go out to my Shift Tree as he goes right for the Scald. Doesn't burn me, thankfully, and his switchings don't exist, so we're going to go right for Knockoff. Again, he doesn't have good switchings to this monster at all. That does a nice amount of damage, not going to lie. Because he is Choice Scarf, I'm thinking he doesn't have any priority moves, so I'm just going to go right for the Sucker Punch as he makes a nice switch going right back down to Magmortar. A really good play on my opponent's part. Looking to sweep him though with Samurott, especially because Pinsir is in range of Aqua Jet now. I need rocks up for Steelix though. Magmortar is a threat. Xatu can put in work now though, that Pinsir is low. My Xatu might be my win con, or the way I'm winning this game. I really do want to save Hitmonchan, but at the same time, I don't have a sack, and I think, though it is useful for the Steelix, I think it's just the best play right now, as he actually goes for Focus Blast and misses, so I even get to get off an Ice Punch right here. The reason I went for Ice Punch is because I didn't expect him to go for another Focus Blast, since Specs won't be able to knock out Hitmonchan. But if he wants to keep going for that, yeah, I don't know why he went for that. Because, I mean, unfortunately he did miss, and I end up with more HP and Mega Mortar gone. There's nothing I could do about that. It's the game we play, right? Xatu is going to come out. I don't want to go hard in the Steelix. I feel like my own Xatu is honestly fine. But again, I don't want to go Rotom just in case he starts Calm Minding up, as he goes right for Air Slash. That works for me. I'm going to trick him the Choice Scarf, because if he goes out into Gastrodon, he is locked into potential Scald. I get rid of his item. It doesn't affect him because he has Sticky Hold over Storm Drain. That's actually great to know, because I can beat that thing down with my Samurott. I feel like Hitmonchan is fine right here. Again, I was throwing it out before. I don't want to go directly into Shift Tree. He could be Specs, but that doesn't look like Specs, so I'll just Drain Punch right now. Get off a lot of damage. If he goes out to Xatu, again, doesn't matter too much. Expecting him to Psychic right here. I think my own Steelix is fine. It's just a pivot. Goes for Air Slash. Huh. Are you Heat Wave? I don't know if he's Heat Wave, so I'm going to double back out into my Rotom just to scout for the Heat Wave, as he has Giga Drain. But I can just spam Shadow Ball now. I am Scarf. I will be able to outspeed him. I don't knock him out. However, his Giga Drain does not knock me out as well. He did get a crit last time, so that maybe that's why he thought it would knock me out. He didn't pay attention to the crit. I didn't mind that crit too much, though, because I did Hacks the Magmortar. I don't know why he went for Focus Blast, though, because that gave Rotom a switch in. But decides to sack his Pinsir. Really nice. Don't have to worry about that thing with some speedy games or anything like that, as Gastrodon is going to come out. I'll just Shadow Ball this thing, get off a bit of damage on him. That way I can go right out into my... Is Hitmonchan the better play? I think Hitmonchan is just the best play. Because I live in a hit, and I can safely fire off an Ice Punch here if I want to. Because I live in a hit, right? So even if it doesn't work out for me, and he goes for Scald, unless he burns me, I'm in a good position. So I'm going to go for the Ice Punch. So, because like I said, unless this Scald burns me, as it doesn't, I get to get off a Drain Punch after anyway. As he makes a nice play, going back down to his Xatu. However... like I said, my Samurai is just looking to sweep the hell out of him. Yeah, it really is. I'm just going to go for Ice Punch. If he roosts, he reveals that he has Roost. I don't think he has Calm Mind, honestly, on this set at all. Yeah, I really don't think he has Calm Mind. And I'll just sack my Hitmonchan. That way I can go right out into my, I think into my Xatu and just start winning. Like I said, I really don't think he has Calm Mind on his set. If he does, then he has it with Air Slash and Giga Drain, but I do have the Side Shock, so I beat it 1v1. I'm also faster, it seems, as he goes right for Air Slash. Does absolutely nothing to me. And I'll fire off a Side Shock, a Heat Wave right here, just in case he wants to try and bring out Steelix and threaten me. This will be a 2-hit KO. I don't know if he's cussed that. Nope, he's not. Great, we see leftovers. So this will be a 2-hit KO on him. And then Calm Mind Xatu should be able to win the game right now. It was very threatening for my opponent's team. Unless he burns me or freezes me, I'm in a good position anyway. He is going for the Ice Beam, though. I mean, my Xatu is always getting hacked. I might as well Calm Mind up right here. But Shift Tree wins the game as well, so as the second I go for the Sucker Punch, I win the game. And Knockoff still does damage, even regardless of Sticky Hold. Unless you're a Mega, you're still taking the boosted damage, if I'm not mistaken. So, I guess I'm playing around with him hacking me, but again, I'm not too worried because SD, Lumberry, Samurott wins, Shift Tree wins as well, so I think I can deal with him, and as long as I keep him low, click Knockoff. There's no point Calm Minding up because I know I'm going to get crit at any given point, and I'm still recovering turn per turn because of leftovers, though while this isn't a 2-hit KO on him, it's still doing respectable damage. Oof. Where's the freeze? There it is. Told you. Now, Heat Wave doesn't actually thaw you through freeze. It's moves like Flare Blitz, Flame Wheel, I believe. Those types of moves. If he goes for Scald, though, I do thaw. But anyway, I knew it would happen. Which is why, I mean, my Samurott's always, this is always happening to my Xatu. I can try and thaw and go for the Roost. But of course, again, I knew it would happen, which is why I didn't bother Calm Minding up fully. Like at all, but I can go out the Shift Tree now. And just go for Leaf Storm. I'm not going to try and predict anything, as he does sack the Gastrodon. Nice, and Xatu is going to come out. If it wants to Roost, I'm going for Sucker Punch regardless of what he wants to do. He does have the Thunder Wave. Okay, so we know he's not Calm Mind or anything. That's good to know. I'll go for another Sucker Punch right here as he does try and attack me, and we're going to be able to knock him out from there, and that is game. So, nice. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hey, shout out to the artwork in the back, by the way. If you guys aren't watching my Black 2 randomizer Nuzlocke, Key is actually, it's a Nuzlocke where everything is completely randomized, including typings and moves-based power. So Key is my Mandibuzz, and Water Gun is a 110 base power, physical rock type move with 100% accuracy. It is so broken. It has so much PP as well. And Mandibuzz, which is actually part rock and grass, in this playthrough, and I have a rock instance on it, so it's stab, and whenever I use it, I'm like ski, Water Gun. But yeah, I love the artwork, and I love using Key. Key has been someone that's I've been using in every single one of my playthroughs. There's always been a water type, or at least like something or some water type attribute. So spamming Water Gun is obviously no exception, and I think I'm actually just gonna pause it until we find a battle. We'll be right back, friends. So we have found another game. Very, very weak to Calm Mind Zatsu. I mean, but Calm Mind Zatsu is always getting hacked, so I wouldn't call it exceptionally weak to it. Honestly, if I was my opponent, I would lead off with Zard or Lantern. I think Lantern is just a great lead versus my team. I do want to lead Steelix, though, because I can get up my rocks. And he does have a spinner, but I do have a spin blocker. He also doesn't have a rocker on his team, so that's something to note. Alternatively, what is the better lead? Actually, Samurot's just a great lead. Because it beats everything bar the Lantern, and if he leads off with Swallow, I hard switch directly into my... Yeah, I beat Lilligant as well, because I do have the Mega Horn. I don't expect him the Grass move. I do have the Lumberry as well. I'm actually just going to go hard into my Zatsu. It's a counter. Yeah, he does go right for the Giga Drain right there, and I am going to Roost because I don't want to risk... pretty much, I know he's going to switch out. Like, his best play is switching out to Lantern. 110%. It's not Calm Minding up, or Common Air, excuse me. It's not trying to go for... Oh, he actually has the HP Rock. So, I think my Roost was still a fine play at that, and what I can do is actually... This doesn't put in too much work. Then I'm going to go out to my... that could be HP Rock, it could be HP Ice. I think it's HP Rock, though, because of we're in the Zard meta. And, he doesn't have a good switch-in besides like his Charizard, but I'm going to go for Drain Punch regardless as he actually goes out into the Lantern. Nice, I get off a bit of damage on that Lantern. I wanted that. Zatsu is still expendable as a sack, and I can just go for more Drain Punches, honestly, because I take Volt Switches for days. Lantern is low, so that means SD Samurai has a lot of leeway. I need Rocks up, and I need Lilligant to be just a little bit lower. I need Rocks up for Tauros. I need Lilligant to be lower. Goes out to his own Hitmonchan, surprisingly. I do live one attack. I'm not sure if he's actually faster than me. No. That sucks because that means his attack is going to do more. So maybe I shouldn't have done this with my Hitmonchan, but I can go right out into my my Rotom and... Honestly, just want a Shadow Ball because I don't want Lantern coming in. I don't mind if he goes Tauros after. I do have Steelix at full HP to take him on. So I'm just going to go right for the Shadow Ball again. He does go for Protect. I mean, he could go out into Swellow or Tauros. I want to predict that, actually. Yeah, let me make him... He's been switching around, so I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. So I'm actually going to go out to my Steelix right here as he does go out into Swellow. We don't see the Guts, so he's probably Specs. But I do live any hit he wants to go for anyway as we can get up our rocks. Nice, and Samurot's just a great switch at this point. So I'm gonna go out to my Samurott, and what I'm actually gonna do is, unfortunately, he crits me, but what I'm actually gonna do is go for the Mega Horn, anticipating him to want to go out into Lilligant. I guess Lantern is fine as well. He could have been like a random Water Absorb, but Lantern is gone. Great, great, great. Lilligant can definitely come out if it wants to. I do have the Sucker Punch. I do have Scarf Rotom as well, which can now Volt Switch around. Scarf Rotom as well, putting in a lot of work at this point. Unless he's Dragon Dance Charizard, he doesn't outspeed. And again, Scarf Tauros. It has to be Scarf Tauros if he wants to outspeed me or have Pursuit to threaten me. But looking good. We're definitely looking solid versus my opponent. Tauros does end up coming out. Still, it's just a play. I want to scout what set he is. Yeah, he's definitely Sheer Force. Alright, so we're going to hit him with the Heavy Slam. Earthquake should be able to knock us out. If it doesn't knock us out, if Life Orb Earthquake actually doesn't knock us out, oh, he has the Fire Blast. I forgot about that. But what I should be able to do is go out to Rotom and just click Volt Switch to put him in range of my next attack. I doubt he has Pursuit if he has Fire Blast and Zen Headbutt. Of course, I could be wrong. But I'm assuming he's just gonna Zen Headbutt me. So yeah, right out to Zatsu, and we're actually gonna make the double right back out into Rotom. Just in case he wants to Rock Climb or anything like that. Nice. And we get to get off a Volt Switch one more time. So I like this. I like this because Tauros is gone. If he wants to switch out into anything like Hitmonchan, I'm never, ever, ever letting him spin. I want my rocks up. Lilligant ends up coming out, which is even better for me, I think. And I should be able to go right out into my Hitmonchan and just click Mach Punch. This is Iron Fist boosted. I don't think that crit mattered at all. It's a Life Orb. It's a Life Orb Lilligant, so it's definitely offensive. I doubt that crit mattered. And now that that Mon is gone, we're looking good. Hitmonchan ends up coming out. I should be able to Drain Punch this thing if he wants to go for the Rapid Spin. I get a lower roll than last time, but he does go for the Ice Punch. Trying to predict my Rotom, which is nice. I expected to get off the roll. Pretty much I expected him to Ice Punch there or attempt to Rapid Spin because I did have Rotom as my initial switching, but now my rocks are kept up. I like it. And I should just be able to click Thunderbolt now with Rotom and win the game. So even if it's like Scarf Swallow, I mean, it doesn't matter. It can't OHKO Rotom from full. Even if it's a random Scarf Swallow, I'm pretty sure it's Specs. And we could just click Thunderbolt now. Rocks are up. Tauros will go down. Charizard will go down. It's not Mega Charizard X. We are playing NU, guys. We are playing NU. It's not no Mega Charizard X. And Rotom just putting in the finest of work. Even when your opponent has like Lantern, like that's why I love Rotom. It's such a good mon. I'm actually super excited for the Pokedex Rotom form. It's more than likely just gonna be a Pokedex, obviously, but if it actually is like a playable mon, oh man, I'm excited if it's actually a playable mon. So our opponent's taking a little while just to sit on his last Pokemon. Yeah, Black Charizard, the favorite Charizard. I'm so glad this thing got a Mega Man, like back in 2013. It definitely needed a Mega. It's just a great mod. But we're just going to look for another battle. Might as well. We're doing pretty well. Let's see where we are on the ladder. NU. Aim. 1533. I think we're a little bit higher up. No, maybe we're not actually. I'm not sure. Because that last game, I feel like it just gave us a couple points. So maybe we have a little bit more and it just hasn't updated. I'll check again. No. So I guess that's where we are. But look where we are. We're number 41 on the ladder, so we're really, really close to top 10. Top 10 is 1607. I'm not sure if we'll make it this episode, especially because we're just getting all these +7. And of course, that all depends on even if I win. But we got one. Nice. This guy's a Gastrodon Sticky Web. Oh my god, why does this dude look like he drafted Envy's team? I definitely like Steelix as a lead. Such a great lead versus him. Hey. It's such a great lead versus my opponent. Why is this Gastrodon standing still? But it leads off with Gastrodon East Coast. I see you. It could be Specs. He's just gonna go for Scald. I'm just gonna go out to my Steelix. If he goes for Ice Beam, he got me. He does burn me, unfortunately, for me. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Leaf Storm regardless of what he wants to do. Is he Sap Sipper? He is Sap Sipper. Ooh. This is also his rocker. Or it could be his rocker. I think Steelix is just a play to get up rocks right here. If he gets up rocks, it's fine. I can Rapid Spin them away. I also do have the Toxic to wear this guy down. So we will get up our rocks right here. If he wants to trade rocks, it's fine. +1 Miltank isn't that much of a threat. It's one of my favorite mons, but it's not the biggest of threats. So we're able to get up rocks, which is cool. He does have a Defogger in his Levani. Kind of expecting an Ice Beam here, but I'm going to go out to my Shift Tree anyway. As he goes for that Scald. And, Knock is such a good play right now. Unless he's Storm Drain, unless he's Sticky Hold, he doesn't basically keep the item. And I have a really, really, really solid chance of sweeping him with my Samurott. Goodbye, Miltank. Rocky Helmet. So, we know he's defensive. I can go out to Hitmonchan now. And I think just start clicking Drain Punch. Unless he's Thunder Wave or gets a crit. Doesn't get the para though, so we will be able to knock him out. We get a revenge crit right there. Give me all that HP back. Though Rocky Helmet, of course, going against us. Archeops is going to come out. Threat. I expect him just to rock right here, but I'm going out to Steelix anyway. It's just the best play. Because he does go for Defog. Ooh. I'll go for my Stealth Rock again. His Gorbis is gonna come out? Maybe? Question mark? Maybe he's Sash. I hope he's not Sash Gorbis. Oh my god. So, he goes for the Earthquake. I'm assuming he's Sash Gorbis. I could have went for the Toxic right there, but I think just getting rid of Archeops is the better play overall. Assuming he is Sash Gorbis. Goes out to Charizard though. How do I deal with this monster? Well, Samurai is the play. It's my water. It's my fire resist. He belly jumped. Oh my god. Calm down, buddy. Why are you belly jumping up, bro? Aqua just should be a 2-hit KO, and even if he goes for Flame Charge, it won't be able to Ocone me, so I'll be able to go out to Rotom after. We put him in range of the rocks. Again, Flame Charge won't be able to knock me out. Not at +6, even in Blaze. It wouldn't be able to knock me out. As Aerialist is able to take me out. However, I can now go out into my Rotom and just start clicking Shadow Ball because it hits the Gastrodon, as well as he ran belly from Charizard, dude. That's super cool. But able to get rid of this Gastrodon. I mean, in theory, okay, guys. In theory, I win with Hitmonchan, but I actually don't know if this 2-hit KOs. If this 2-hit KOs Gorbis, I'm staying in and going for the Shadow Ball. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Rotom, there's no anything there. Rotom Choice Scarf. Gorbis. Shadow Ball's a 2-hit KO if it's not running the Herb, so... Oh god, that definitely 2-hit KOs. Alright, and you're not faster than me as well. Rotom is way too fast, so we'll be able to get this 2-hit KO with the Shadow Ball. Literally just search to see how far you were on ladder. Glad to see about your climb. Easy points. This guy's a nice guy. Nah, definitely not easy points. Where there's a Gastrodon, there's a way. Levani is going to come out. I'll just Shadow Ball on his knock. I'm not sure if he actually has the Leaf Storm, so I'll go out into my Steelix. And I'm going to go for Toxic just in case he does choose to go out to Gastrodon right here. As he does, we thankfully land. Okay, so that's one step closer to potentially not being hacked out. My Zatu not being hacked out. Toxicing him. And I'm keeping Steelix alive because it deals with Levani right there. So I'd rather him Scald Burn me than anything else. And he shouldn't be able to knock me out unless he's like banned or something. Which I think he's a Levani actually is banned. But I'm talking about Levani anyway. But we should be able just to spam the Drain Punch. If he does burn us, that's unfortunate. But thankfully he doesn't. I think Ice Punch actually knocks you out at that range. Yes, it does. Nice. Goodbye. And Levani is his last, which I can just Ice Punch right here. As I really think he's banned. I actually think he's banned. But Heavy Slam should be able to knock him out. And that should be a game. I don't know if that's actually banned. What the hell are you? Good game, bro. Alright, nice. Looking good. It's the climb. It's the climb. Shout out to Hannah Montana. No? Miley Cyrus? You know, that was actually my graduation song for whatever reason. Like, from high school, they sang that. I was like, why? Why did we sing this, friends? Why did we sing The Climb by Miley Cyrus? I mean, it's a nice song. It's actually like, it's a good song, okay? Back in the day, I would have rocked to that song. Nah, I wouldn't have. But it's a nice song. I don't know what I'm saying. Let me just pause it until we find a battle, and we'll be right back, guys. So we got another battle, and my opponent seems super cool. I think Muck is such a cool Pokemon. Shout out to Mizuhime. But Muck is such a cool mon. Really, really like Hitmonchan as a lead. It puts in a lot of work. It also makes me not lose, excuse me, to the Pyroar. Drain Punch is always just the best play right here. Why? Is someone stalking you on Showdown? Oh, it's Habit. Habit. Sorry about that. Goes out to Claydol though. I don't know if he has Shadow Ball, but I'm going right out into my Zatu just in case he tries to Rocks. Gets up a Reflect though. Ooh. Wait, this is bad. Do I have a Defogger? No. Great. Just gonna Calm Mind up and try and threaten him. Goes out to Swoobat though. This is bad. I'm going directly into my Rotom on the Calm Mind, and we are tricking him a Choice Scarf no matter what. If he wants to Calm Mind again, that's fine. I don't know if he'll Roost right here. He has a Salic Berry. Goes for Calm Mind. Alright, we dodged the bullet there, folks. And the guy leaves. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that could have been a threat, man. Swoobat getting all them boosts because of its ability? Holy crap, guys. That could have swept me. But, In any case, I'll pause until we find one. We'll be right back. Guys, so I have finally found the game. This took like 15 minutes to find this game. This is a very threatening team that my opponent is using. Wow. all these big threats. Steelix gets a Bronx pretty easily, kind of. Honestly, I like Shiftry as a lead, because Shiftry beats the potential of a Rotom lead, and what I can do is just go right for Knock. He doesn't have a good Knock switch, and alternatively I could go for Sucker, but I'm expecting to go right into Garbodor. If he wants to burn me, that's fine as well. Getting rid of Rotom would just be great. Rotom is obviously faster than me, but Rotom cannot OHKO me with anything. I could potentially go for the Sucker Punch right here, but again, I'm expecting the Garbodor play. Shiftry doesn't matter too much if it is burnt, because as long as I keep Rotom low, I have potential to sweep him with Samurott. Again, I also need to get rid of the Lilligant as well, but we shall see how those things go. Too bad you can't dodge like throwback Sleep Powders this generation, because otherwise I go like Steelix on the Lilligant and then double into Zatu. I'm hoping he's actually Scarf Lilligant, because that would be a lot easier to deal with, I feel. But they do run Petal Dance. He does go for Volt Switch. Really, really risky play, because again, the Sucker Punch was something that I was thinking about going for. But Garbodor is going to come out. It's going to take 10 million from this attack. Oh, Lord. Of course, I take the exact same amount back. And I guess he's going to Gunk Shot right here, right? I'm going to just go Steelix. I'm not going to let him get up. He actually goes for T-Spike. Alright, well, I'm double onto my Zatu, because if he wants to try and go for another spike, I can get rid of it. I can get rid of these hazards pretty alrightly, I feel, but I think Zatu is just a better play overall. As he goes for Protect. Alright, so I have no idea what my opponent is in store for, or what is he doing right here, but I'll just throw off a Psy Shock. I have no idea why he went for that T-Spike when I obviously had the Zatu, but I guess he didn't expect me to go out to Zatu. I get a crit on the Lantern. Unfortunate, to say the least. I'm just going to go out to my Shiftry, though, because I can take the Scald, and he crits me. So now if he has Protect on Lantern, which he more than likely does, I'm in a bad position. So I'll just Explode. Protect is becoming very, 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 like, common on Lantern. So if he didn't get that crit, obviously I was in a good position, but I'll go right for the Explosion right here. Alternatively, I could double out into my Steelix and get up my Rocks. Really interesting that he went for the Toxic Spike right there. I know he does have a Spinner, obviously, in his Toxic Absorber in Garbodor. Maybe I should have just thrown out Zatu, so I'm actually going to go Steelix right here, expecting him to want to switch out into his Garbodor. Nice. And what I can do is just get up my Rocks as he goes for Drain Punch. So, Rocks are nice. They're up. And I'm going to double out into my Zatu just in case he wants to attempt to go for a hazard right here. As he goes for another Drain Punch. That does 2. Yeah, that did 2. Okay, that did 4. That was the correct term. But what I can do is now just throw off another Psy Shock, weakening the Lantern as well, hoping my Samurott to potentially sweep him. Though Zatu is obviously an issue. He could go for Scald right here. I don't think this thing being too healthy is that much of a problem. I'm just going to weaken the Lantern. If he goes for Volt Switch, that's fine. He actually goes for Ice Beam, so doesn't freeze me. Wow. Not used to that. I should be able to knock him out with the next Psy Shock. I could expect Kabutops to want to come out, but either way, weakening it would be great for me. Putting him in range of... Well, getting rid of Lantern is great because I get to Volt Switch around versus my opponent's team. Though he does have 2 resistances in his own Rotom, he does have a Sucker Punch priority user in Kangaskhan. But I think Psy Shock is just a better play overall because I struggle with getting rid of Kabutops anyway. And keeping that Toxic Spike up actually might help me in the end because that means that Lilligant cannot put my Hitmonchan to sleep and I can just spam the hazards versus that. But Kangaskhan is going to come out. I feel like Steelix is just such a safe play. Like, you're not going to do crap to me with this thing. And I can just afford to just fire off some Earthquakes. Maybe Heavy Slam is actually the better play. Alternatively, Toxic works. Yeah, I'm going to go for Toxic just in case he goes out into his Lilligant or his Rotom. If he goes Garbodor, then I go right back out into Zatu. No big deal. I wouldn't go Kabutops as I was my opponent because I am a Steelix. And it takes neutral from the... Heavy Slam anyway, so I would expect my opponent to want to go out to Rotom. Weakening it with the Toxic I think is better, or than going for the... I think weakening it with Toxic is better than going for Heavy Slam just for the damage, because Toxic puts it on timer if it ever goes for the attack. Again, Heavy Slam also lowers it, but the more Rotom comes in, it'll be taking immediate damage from rocks and from the Toxic, so that's why I'm making that play. And again, Lantern being gone is great because I get to Volt Switch around versus my opponent's team with no ground type at all. Lantern being his Volt Switch absorber. So I think we're in a decent position right now. Obviously, I'm up 6-5, though my Shift Tree does go down. I kind of wish he got up Rocks or a Spike just because I could sack it to prevent a Rapid Spin. But we'll see. We'll see how my opponent ends up playing right here. If he goes Lilligant and I do land the Toxic, fantastic. Honestly, fantastic. Nothing more I could ask for. Because then I do have my Xatu as a switch. And if he goes Garbodor, I'm sad. Why would you go Garbodor, though? Yeah, my opponent is thinking really hard about this play. Earthquake from Kangaskhan, especially if it's Silk Scarf, which I'm expecting my opponent to be, since I don't see an item, does absolutely nothing. Even Power-Up Punches, like, I wear it down with Toxic. Kangaskhan's a Pokemon. It's definitely a Pokemon. Shout out to Kangamom. This is her favorite Pokemon, but Rotom does end up coming out, or does choose to come out nice. I am able to land that Toxic on it. So one more Stealth Rock switch, it means it's a range of +2 Aqua Jet. Shadow Ball is a pretty easy play for my opponent, I feel. But I'm going out to Shift Tree anyway. If my opponent chooses to go for the Trick, then my own Rotom will be able to outspeed and will be able to click the Shadow Ball. So Shift Tree is just expendable. Basically, if he does go for Trick, he gets a Life Orb, which is, you know, good and bad. Good because it's no longer Choice Scarf, so I can outspeed it with my Rotom and knock it out with Shadow Ball, but obviously bad because I just gave this Rotom a boosting item. But he does go for Trick, nice. So 100% my own Rotom will be able to outspeed him and go right for Shadow Ball. I don't care if he goes out into his Kangaskhan. He doesn't even choose to go out to Kangaskhan, so that's great. So we knock out Rotom. Again, no more good switchings, I feel, to Volt Switch. Kangaskhan comes out. Even if he wants to go for Earthquake, I go out to my Steelix and click Heavy Slam. Goes for Fake Out one more time. At this point, I'm actually going to click Earthquake, just because I don't know if he'd go Lilligant, but it's the same base power as Heavy Slam anyway. But also, if he goes Kabutops, it's just a better play, I feel, anyway. As long as I have to keep Steelix alive as well, because Kangaskhan could become an issue, though I do have Mach Punch in the back. If I hit it with my Earthquake right now, and if I hit it with Earthquake right now, it actually goes down to Mach Punch, so it's not less of an issue. But he does choose to go Garbodor, so we will be able to get the KO on the Garbodor. Nice, nice, nice. Expecting Lilligant to want to come out here, maybe? Lilligant does choose to come out. And what I can do is go hard into Hitmonchan, as he goes for Petal Dance. So it is Scarf Lilligant, if I'm not mistaken. That looks like Scarf. I think I Mach Punch here, because I don't live the next Petal Dance, the Poison. How much does Shadow Ball do from Rotom to Lilligant? Not enough. So I go out to Rotom and I Volt Switch. I guess I'm going off the assumption that he is a Quiver Dance Bear. Because look, he's running Own Tempo, right? And Own Tempo, Petal Dance, like if it's your Quiver Dance, you run Giga Drain generally because you don't have recovery. So I go out to Rotom, right? And I click Volt Switch. If he switches out, I get the initiative. If he stays in, then I knock him out with Shadow Ball after. So it's a win-win for me, as well as the fact that Thunderbolt is doing Volt Switch into Thunderbolt, unless I get super low rolls. If I get the highest roll on Volt Switch, then any roll on Thunderbolt knocks it out. So, according to this, because it's at 50%, 24 plus 26, obviously 50. So, yeah, if I get any roll right here. Does choose to stay in. Xatu is a sack, because I knock him out anyway. He definitely has some sort of HP, though, on him. But did some... Are you Specs? What the hell? Why does it do 10 million? But I'll be able to go right for the... I'll be able to sack my Xatu, go right for Shadow Ball with my Rotom. Knock him out. He doesn't even switch out to Kangaskhan, which is interesting, to say the least, because you would think that your opponent would want to go out into Kangaskhan because it comes in like I guess Thunderbolt. If I got the good roll, I could have knocked him out. But Kangaskhan comes back out, always going out to Steelix, always going out to Steelix. That's always a play. Power punches though, but I mean Earthquake is going to be to a KO anyway. And his own Earthquake won't be a 2 KO on me. So I should be good to go. Earthquake obviously threatening the Kabutops as well as this Kangaskhan. So again, I think I'm in a good position. Who knows though what could happen? Maybe he could Fire Punch or Burn. If I say it, it comes true, man. I don't know where I am on the ladder. Because the ladder's been really weird, right? My last Uber's Live, I've been getting a lot of 1,200 players, but I'm like in the 1600s, and right now I'm in like the higher top part of the ladder. It's taking me so long just to find battles, and then I'm getting like, not that my opponents are bad or anything, maybe they're a little bit inexperienced or they're like lower on the ladder, but like I'm getting people who are low on the ladder, and you would think that as you go up, you would get people who are higher on the ladder, but I guess that, maybe this is AV Kangaskhan, by the way, it could be AV Kangaskhan. Yeah, +2 Earthquake still doesn't knock me out, so I don't personally care. I could just goes for Sucker Punch. I guess no, Power Up Punch was a better play right there. But I'm able to knock him out with 2 Earthquakes, as Kabutops is going to come out, and Earthquake will put it in if it SDs up. Earthquake puts it in range of Aqua Jet from my Samurott anyway, and Rotom cleans regardless. So he doesn't even knock me out with the Waterfall, as we do break through. Ooh, get the weak armor, but like I said, Rotom does clean regardless of what he wants to do. So I'll be able to knock him out. I wonder if he's Scarf. I'm gonna get the kill with Rotom though, because Rotom's just been putting in the finest of work this entire live. So we're able to obviously outspeed him. We are Choice Scarf. I guess if he was Choice Scarf and then the weak armor put in there, yeah, it was still game regardless. But we're able to win that game, and now we are 1555 on the ladder. That means we are number what? Let's see. We're number 25 on the ladder, and I think I'm going to end the live there. It's taking way too long to find games, but in any case, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free, of course, to leave a like, subscribe, do your thing, and maybe we're coming up with the last episode of NU next time. So, goodbye, guys. Cue the outro.